Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. It's Vatican here from Weekly Rations, and I have for you a quick hardware review of the Marantz MCR611. This is an audio amp that I bought last year for my birthday, so it's kind of been in place for about 6 months now, and I guess I'm settled with it and I love it. I think it's an amazing little box. It's kind of the box I've been waiting on for a long time, I suppose. I primarily wanted an amp for playing records, and I went through a number of vintage amps over the years, and they kept breaking on me, or a channel was cutting out, or it was fiddly to maybe put a song on from my phone or whatever. So I looked around for a while and decided that this was the one for me. Primarily based on airplay was the real reason why, because when I'm not playing records, I would probably be airplaying music from Apple Music to a device of some description, and also for DAB radio. So once I had a look at this and seen what else it could do, I have to say I was sold. It's quite pricey little bit of kit, but it does have everything, and it's pretty future proof for now anyway. I mean, I can't see anything coming along that's going to supersede it as of yet. So I guess we'll do a wee quick run through, and I'll give some of my thoughts and opinions and one or two criticisms, and they're not even criticisms. It does everything really nice for me. So I guess to start off with records, because I use it for turntable primarily. It does not have a built-in preamp, sadly. It just has a regular audio in, so that's not a major problem. Apart from the volume is the touch lower than everything else in the system, so it's not a big deal. You could sort that out yourself by getting a preamp that has maybe a gain or a volume control on it. I just have a little basic preamp down the back there that I can't control the volume on, so just means that I have to turn the volume up on this to around 15 or 16 for it to match what would maybe be 7, 8 or 9 on a conventional input. So slight pain in the ass, but not a big deal. I probably will invest in a preamp at some point anyway. There's a DJ2 that I think Chris Dixieland Farm showed a while ago that does have a volume, so I'll probably get that and have the volume lined up so it's the same as everything else. It's pretty minor. Sound coming through from my Technics turntable to me sounds lovely. I have recently purchased a new set of speakers, which I may be doing another video. So overall the sound from the system is, for me, beautiful. I'm really happy with it. So it does the job playing a record. It does not have a preamp, but not really a big deal. Next thing for me that was really cool is DAB. So DAB is digital audio broadcasting here in the UK. So it's replaced our old FM frequencies. In truth, they're running in parallel. So there's one tuner button that flicks between the two. So in our house we listen to an FM station called Classic FM. So around Christmas time, and just generally every day in our house, you'll hear Classic FM around the house. It'll be in the kitchen on a wee basic FM radio player. It'll be in that room. It'll be in this room on the Marantz. It might even be upstairs. So FM, while is apparently trying to be phased out, is actually still very popular in the UK and still very popular in our house. I would hate to see it go, because obviously the digital broadcast has a delay on it. So if I put the DAB Classic FM station on here and everywhere else in the house is on FM, there's like a 5-second delay, so that's not good. So we use FM just for the ambience, Classic FM. But if you flick the tuner button, it switches over to DAB here in the UK, so you have access to maybe 60 stations here in the UK. I'm just going to turn it down because it's quite loud. BBC 6 Music is a DAB only radio station that is a well-renowned music radio station. It's the kind of station that, while it may have still playlists, it plays lots of alternative music 24 hours a day. brilliant station. If you're outside of the UK, you should really try and check out BBC Six Music online if you can. I'm not sure. Henry Rollins' the show on tonight at 9 o'clock, so I want to get this video wrapped up so I can listen to it. So DAB is really great for me to listen to Six Music whenever I'm chilling out at night and I don't really want to get up and turn a record on, but I want to hear something unique. The third selling point for me was AirPlay. So it supports Bluetooth sort of streaming. It supports NFC, which is the Android one, where you tap your phone to that and they automatically Bluetooth connect to each other or whatever else. It supports Spotify Connect or whatever that is. I'm not a Spotify user, but it's nice to have that in case I switch from Apple Music. I like Apple Music just because I guess I have an iPhone, and AirPlay is really nice. I know that Apple seem to have left AirPlay behind. I don't think they really do much with it anymore. Maybe it doesn't matter, maybe it's fine the way it is. So I can go into Apple Music, pick a tune, no problem. As soon as that tune spins up on Apple Music, you just then hit your output source. So we should see that switching over now to AirPlay. And I don't really want to play too much music because I guess the YouTube copyright police will come hunting me down. So they're streaming a tune from Ryan Vale's album from last year, Wounds. So for me that's class, because on a Friday or Saturday night, if I'm sitting having a drink with my wife and we've watched the movie and we start listening to some music, you don't want to have to always get up and turn on a turntable and turn it over. And sometimes you just want to hear a certain song, or you're going off, on a tangent, talking about music and bands. Apple Music, stream to that, get the tunes going, good night. So I guess if you're having a party or people around, you can have people fighting over their phones and putting music on, that kind of stuff. So for me, AirPlay stroke Spotify was a deal seller, because I did want to have that convenience, and the Marantz MCR611 delivers that for me. It's pretty solid. It's connected on wireless to my home network at the moment, and it does have an Ethernet port as well, so if you're closer to your router you can hardwire it. But the Wi-Fi seems pretty solid. I think maybe one time it didn't see the Marantz in the last couple of months, and just powered it off and on again, and it saw the Marantz again, so I guess it's dropped once or twice, but it's pretty rock solid. So I guess talking about some of the wireless connectivity things then, so you have additional network options then to go for. We have an internet radio button, which I suppose if you don't have DAB in your country, you might want to use internet radio. So it's pretty sweet. So I don't know, you probably won't be able to read the screen from here. So Jazz FM is the one I usually go to, because I don't really have much of a jazz collection, so it's nice to be able to just stick a wee bit of jazz on, although it sounds a bit more like Frank Sinatra singing. So internet radio is pretty cool. There's United Kingdom, I can change the country, popular stations, Talk Sport, Magic, Capital FM, Absolute Radio, these are all local. Trying to see how to change country. I can't quite work out how to change country. I don't want to waste your time. So I guess you flick around the globe, you pick a radio station that you like and you play it, and it's good fun. In addition to that, we have a music server option, which when I click that, that'll go to my local NAS here that I have in the house that I store music and videos and stuff on. I have to say, I really thought I would use this more, but because of Apple Music, I use it probably rarely now. So I guess you would have had your MP3 collection and have it sitting on a computer or on a network device, and streaming to that would be great. But since Apple Music kind of has almost everything you need, I don't use this very often, unless it's stuff like this. This is Tonehead Charface Man, which is a friend of mine's material. So this is just sitting on my NAS, and it's pretty nippy. There's the name of my NAS, music folder, all folders, and my NAS is connected over Powerline, adapters, you know, that you plug into your wall and uses your house electricity wiring. So it's like in the garage, and it's brought that up in a couple of seconds. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed. It has USB, so you can play off an iPod Classic. You can play off a USB thumb drive. You can plug your phone in and play directly off it. All those kind of things that, again, the passing of time is making more redundant, but I suppose it's still there for some people who'd be interested in it. You've got your standard Bluetooth button for pairing up with a phone if you're not using Apple Music or Spotify. You've got a CD player. So yeah, CD player. I have a big collection of CDs. Very, very rarely use them, but from time to time, you know, you pull out an album that's maybe not on Apple Music, or if you burn a CD, a mix CD, or someone sends you a mix CD, it's nice to be able to spin it up. So it's a legacy format to a certain extent, but I guess it's still going. You know, you might buy a turntable or a record and it comes with the CD as well. It's pretty cool. So CD still does get used. I have like a big Christmas CD collection, so you know, they were out at Christmas time. So I mean, all great options. I guess that covers the majority of the functions. One nice thing about the analog in for the turntable is it also has an analog out. So if you watch my channels, you'll see that I do vinyl rips, and it's nice to be able to have that analog out to plug into my laptop. And it's also got two output options. It has like a variable, so it'll, you know, output according to the record, or it also has a fixed, which is preferable for the vinyl rips. So it'll have a matched high level for the output, which is pretty nice. And I've enjoyed the sound that the rips have done through this. It comes with a standard enough remote control, which is, I guess, old-fashioned by now. But again, because it's a future-proof device, there is a nice enough remote control app as well. So we have I don't know if you can see any of this, the Marantz app. So from here I can choose my inputs. So pick the radio again, back to DAB 6 music. Can't complain about that. You can mute it, get it going again, change to whatever you want. I'm going to turn it down a wee bit. The back of it, I'm not really going to turn around because everything's nicely set up at the moment, and this is a tight little corner I'm squished in. It has a good smorgasbord of inputs and outputs. Nothing really that I can complain about. The only thing I kind of miss is a center speaker output. I thought would have been nice, because I was thinking about putting it under the TV at some point and having my hi-fi speakers either side of the TV, and a wee center speaker might have been nice for vocals if you're watching movies and stuff. Apart from that, it has everything. It's bi-wire supportable, A and B flippable between the two different sets of speakers. You can have different volumes for the A and the B channel. It has two optical ins, so when I did have it at the other side of the room, I had my Xbox and my TiVo box in it. It has, I don't know, a smorgasbord of options. The wireless, the Ethernet, the analog in, analog out, WPS connect for your home wireless if you don't know the password and all that kind of carry on. Yeah, have a look yourself if you're interested. I'm sure you will be having a look at some point. If you're interested, you'll have analysed the specs like I did. So the only thing is that maybe that center speaker, but it has a sub out, so maybe I should just get a sub. I'm not sure, so I don't know what to do. Overall, I am really happy with it. I think it was worth the money, because I guess I was spending maybe 50 quid on an amp each time that was falling apart a couple of months later, and because of it, I knew I was going to get new speakers and a decent turntable. It was time to get the bit in the middle right, and I think the wee Marantz does it. So I'm a fan, and if you're in the market for a wee box of tricks, a wee one size fits all box, I think this is the one. Right, talk long enough. All the best. Hello again. I felt bad that on the video I hadn't really spent any time on the inputs. I was too busy talking about my emotional attachment to the Marantz and how it fulfills all my needs, and inputs are great and everything's nice and quick and does everything. But I know that if you've stuck around for 19-20 minutes of a video, you're definitely interested in this wee receiver here. So I thought it was only fair to quickly run through the back because it is class. It's lovely. So we've got space for 2 sets of speakers here, A and B, and you can do all the nice volume stuff like I was talking about. You can have the B reduced volume or increased volume than the A, or you can buy wire single set of speakers. So that's lovely. We have a big long antenna here for the DAB and FM. Decent quality, really can't complain. I have it in the far corner of my living room and everything sounds great. It has built-in wireless Wi-Fi. I think it's wireless 2G or whatever, I'm not sure, I can't remember. It has a WPS button for your router or an iOS button to sync in with your iPhone if you're having troubles connecting to it anyway. I think I used the WPS the first time and it's remembered everything ever since. Got our 2 optical in here, and I've used both of those and they're lovely. We have our audio out and our audio in, so that's my turntable goes in there, and my wee 3.5-inch cable goes in there for the laptop, so when I'm doing my vinyl rips we output from there. There's a subwoofer out, so I haven't used that before. I did mention that maybe I would have liked a center speaker out, but I guess maybe I could jog up something with these guys, I don't know. Ethernet if needed, but I use the Wi-Fi, and a rear USB which charges and does iPod, iPhone connection as well if need be, and there's a front USB I think does the same, maybe it doesn't charge, can't remember. So all you need is on the rear, and if I carefully turn it over, sorry about this, just a quick look at the front, if you got a wee nosy at it, but it's a bit wobbly, so I'm going to leave it alone and plug it back in. Thanks very much for watching, YouTube. One last thing I forgot to say, which I keep reminding myself to do, was talk about the updates. So it gets decent enough firmware updates. In the year that I've had it, there's been 3, and they're delivered over the air, which is pretty cool. So one day you'll switch it on and it'll ask you, do you want an update? It takes about 20 minutes, which is pretty long, but it does the job. I haven't checked, there was one come out last week, so you have to go online with the serial number and try and work out what's going into the firmware updates. But all good, nice to see the device getting updated as the year go on. Happy days, thanks.